Hey, and welcome to my channel. To weigh in, I'm going to tell you right now, I am tuckered out. I have been going since 9 o'clock this morning, well before 9, and it is a little after 5 while I'm doing this. If you notice, I have a different location because the sun's beaming in over on the other side, so we're going to sit over here today. Now, let me just tell you, I ain't happy. I'm PO'd. No sense to make no bones about it. I'm mad because, let me just tell you, I weighed in at 331.7, which was a 2-pound gain, 2 pounds even. And that puts me at 45.4. This is why I'm mad. Because for weeks since I restarted back on, I'm about to drop my paper, WW's plan on iTrack Bites. Since I started Better Balance, I have been the poster child for Better Balance until today. Today, I had taken RJ, I'm going to tell you about that too, to the, whatever the brain doctor's name is. I can't even think what he's called. Neurologist. Right? Anyway, I'll tell you what we found out. I'll tell you. But me and him went to Cookout, which is, I guess you would call it a regional fast food restaurant. And I ate what I wanted. Yes, I did. And I got Reese cups at the Dollar Tree. Yes, I did. And guess what I did with them? I ate them. I think I was just rebelling. I didn't care. This is why. I'm telling you, as good as I'm sitting here and looking at you right now in the face, I have been on this Better Balance plan 110% ever since I restarted. Even on the weekends when I eat out on my Sunday, and I do eat out on Sunday, I count it and I track it, and I have not gone over my weeklies one single time, including this week. Now today, I'm not tracking it. I'm not counting it. I'm just calling it a wash. I'm calling this a mental health food day. If that's even a thing. Listen, let me have my cup. Hold on a minute. That's what Sebastian will do. When he's eating something he likes, he closes his eyes. We might be getting him. We'll talk about that too. But I have not, listen, I have tracked every day. I have weighed and measured. And I'm not saying I've tracked, even though I went over my points, because I have not gone over my points on my dailies. I have rolled over weeklies, and on the weekends, I've eaten my dailies because I save up, and I've not gone over my weeklies. So, the only thing, and I'm gonna tell you about my walking. The only thing I can think is it's this medicines that I'm on. I know for a fact, I've done the research, their side effect is weight gain. How am I supposed to keep fighting this? If anybody out there is fighting the same battle I am with medication, please tell me. Tell me I am not the only one, because I'm telling you what, I'm done with it. I'm so over it. And I know I can't quit. Listen, I don't need you're gaining weight, you need to reset. I have nothing to reset because I am on point. And I have been on point for 3 weeks. And I'm not bragging. I'm just telling you, there is no reason for the gain last week nor the gain this week, other than if it's medicine. And that, I just don't know how to fight it. I don't, if what I'm doing is everything I'm supposed to be doing and I'm still gaining weight, that's what's been going on for over 3 years. And I'm tired. And I know I can't quit. I know I can't, and I'm not going to, and I'm not, after eating today, I'm not falling off track. I'm not jumping ship. That was a mental health day. I took it, and it's done. See, I've got that mindset to where I know I have to do this, but it's very discouraging to gain weight when you know that you've done everything you can aside from sewing your mouth shut. So let me tell you, last Thursday I didn't walk because I told you I was going to start doing it every other day, and it's My knees aren't better, but they're better. They're better than they were when I was walking every day, put it that way. Friday, I walked 25 minutes. I didn't walk Saturday. I didn't walk Sunday. Sunday, I'm telling you, I couldn't hardly get one foot in front of the other. There's my neighbor, Mrs. Old Goat. She's probably gonna look down here and see what I'm doing. I ain't got no old goat stories to tell y'all in a long time because I ain't seen him in a long time. I see him walking out to get his mail every now and then. Other than that, nothing. Knock on wood, I called it up. Then, like I said, Sunday, I couldn't hardly put one foot in front of the other. I did good to get my meal prep, so I just didn't walk Sunday. Then Monday, I walked 25 minutes. Tuesday, now this is what I'm going to start doing like on my in-between days. Not every day, because I can't commit to exercising every day. You can forget it. That's not going to happen. I can't commit to anything every day. I have committed to tracking my food and weighing and measuring my food. But all these other things, I know myself good enough to know. Can't do it. Ain't going to try. Back good to, it could even be 3 years ago that I made this playlist. It is like I think 6 short little YouTube videos of arm weights. Probably 7, 8, 9 years old videos. They're nothing new, but one of them is just this young girl who sits on a ball and shows you some arm weights to do. I use 3-pound weight. And then the other ones are this woman who works with seniors, and she just does chair exercises with seniors. I have some other ones of hers that, you move the bottom, but this playlist is just for your arms. I can't do any kind of weight bearing on my knees because they'll just pop out a joint, and then 911, here we come. I have said to myself, if I ever have to call 911, I'm going to have to say, okay, well, make sure you send somebody that can lift 320 pounds. 330 now. Anyway, so I think I have almost positive that playlist is private. I think I will make it public and put it in my description box if any of you want to do it. Like I said, they're old videos, but arm exercises don't go out of style, and they're easy. They're beginner. They're not like Miss Universe bodybuilder kind of things. So that's what I did Tuesday. And today is Wednesday. Oh, I didn't write it down, but this morning I got to write that down. This morning before I went and did all my running, I walked 20 minutes. So hold on, I need some more of this. I have not had coffee since before this morning. I had my coffee this morning, and that's it. All day without coffee, that's not normal. So now let me tell you, I'm gonna tell you about RJ, and I'm gonna tell you about David. RJ went to that doctor today. In case you don't know, let me give you the real quick version. RJ got COVID. Well, when he went to the doctor the first week, he had double pneumonia. They didn't diagnose him with COVID, but they made him take ibuprofens. Well, the ibuprofens did something to his stomach, so he started bleeding in his stomach, and the black stool he was having, I thought there was something. The black stool he was having for 2 days was blood, and we didn't know it. So twice he fainted, and twice he hit his head hard. One time at home, and I had to call 911 to come get him because I couldn't get him up, and he was too weak to get out of bed. So they had to come get him, and they took him to the hospital. And he was in the hospital, I don't know, about 3 days, and he was diagnosed with COVID, and they got the bleeding stopped. That's why he stayed in the hospital. They said his COVID symptoms were fine, but it was the gastrointestinal bleeding, I guess what you call it, is what kept him in the hospital. So he fainted at home and hit his head on the wall. And then he fainted in the hospital, in the emergency room. When he went to the bathroom, they let him go to the bathroom by himself. And he fainted in there and hit his head. Well, ever since then, he's been off balance. He's been foggy. He's had memory loss. He's had to quit work. He had to go on family medical leave. And he just got that job. So he's been out of work for, gosh, probably going on 2 months. He can't drive. He's not driven since March. And anything he has or does, I have to do it, or he's got a best friend that comes and does things for him. And so today he finally got his appointment with the, what did we say it was? The neurologist. Okay. If you're nurses, I know you've heard of it. I have never heard of it. He has damaged ear crystals. You ever heard anything like that? I have never, but that's what it is. Damaged nerve crystals that come from the head trauma. And the doctor gave him some medicine. He said, no, it's not going to fix it overnight. He said, maybe in about a month. He takes it twice a day. Maybe in about a month, it will clear it up. And then when he goes back in June, if it's not cleared up, then they're going to do an MRI on his head. So, y'all keep your fingers crossed that this medicine works and this child can get back to his life. He's going stir crazy. He don't work. He's not working. He don't have a paycheck coming in. He's depressed, and he's foggy, and he wobbles. It's like constant vertigo, so he's not doing well. So y'all just keep remembering him. Now, let me tell you about David. Okay, so I fried them chicken livers. Well, I didn't say on the video why we were having chicken livers specifically. Well, he went down to his mama's Saturday because Lord of mercy, he keeps up 3 houses, and he works 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. Hardest working man I know, and he does physical work. So he keeps up 3 houses, ours, his mama's, and his sister's. He went to his mama's Saturday to do the yard, and he was trimming her bushes in the front. Well, he's got this chopping blade on the weed eater. Well, let me just tell you, he called me Saturday, and he hadn't been down there long, and he's not a caller, he's not a talker. So I knew when I seen him calling there was something. He says, okay, don't freak out. What's a woman do when you tell her don't freak out? She freaks out. He goes, I hurt myself with the weed eater. His sister was taking him to the urgent care. He said he would let me know. I said, okay, well, you better let me know as soon as you know. Okay. He damn near cut his wrist off is what he did. It's got a chopping blade on it. It's not the line. It's a blade, a chopping blade that uses on the tree limbs. That's where he cut our tree limbs out. Some brush back here in the corner. Old goat's tree that is peeking through his fence all up in our yard where you can't mow. So it's a blade. The best I can figure is how he said it was he held the weed eater over here and he reached down to pick up something, and somehow it come across and it sliced his wrist. He ended up with 8 stitches, and thank the Lord it was on this part, like, well, kind of that way to the this way. If it had been here, it could have killed him. He could have bled to death. It could have hit that main artery. It could have cut his hand off. They did an x-ray, so he didn't nick the bone, but he said he bled so much. He said it was gushing. When he was in the bathroom, his mama just happened to have a sweatshirt in the bathroom that he grabbed and tied his wrist off with. And when he got to the urgent care, the nurse asked him, did he tie that? And he said, yeah. She said, well, it's a good thing because it could have been really, really bad if you hadn't. After the urgent care got him all sewed up and everything, he had to go back to his mama's house and clean her bathroom and her porch because he said it was covered. Every surface in that bathroom had gushed blood all over it. His clothes, I told him they looked like a murder victim's clothes. The shirt, the pants were drenched all the way down. We just had to throw them away. That would no way under the sun it would come out. So now he's fighting a swollen hand. And we were talking about it today. He's putting ice on it. He said the stitches are okay. It's stiff, and but the stitches look good. There's no infection. We're looking at no pus, no nothing weird. But his hands was swollen. He said they were swollen this morning so bad he couldn't see his knuckles. So he's been like trying to elevate it and put ice on it. And we were talking like, well, maybe that's just normal because it hadn't even been a week. Saturday will be a week, so it's not even been a week. I guess when you about cut your wrist off, it's going to swell a little bit. But you know what? Oh, I'm going to tell you something about that too. He takes extra runs on Sunday, right? He works Monday through Friday nights. And he always puts his name on the list. So if they got anything extra on Sunday, he'll take it. That's why he works 6 days a week. He'd work 7 if DOT would let him. They won't. I'm like, well, honey, do you think you can drive? Oh, yeah. He can take pain like nobody's business. He had an injury on his finger one time that it was almost, and you nurses know what denuded is. It was almost fully denuded, his finger, his ring finger. And what we had to do to get that ring off was unspeakable. It was terrible. I had to sit there and we kept dunking it in cold water and I kept trying to slide it off and the meat was coming off with it. It was terrible. But we had to get it off. We called the helpline, the nurse helpline, to make sure what we needed to do before we came in. Did we need to try to get it off, before it swelled up? She said, yeah, well, they're going to have to cut it off. I'm like, you okay? Yeah, I'm right. So he's not one of these. He is not your typical sick man. You know how they make them jokes about, oh, men are whiny and men are the biggest babies when they're sick. He's not. When he told me he had to go to urgent care, I knew it was bad. Because I pick on him and tell him he'd work in a full body cast. That's just how he is. But what I was going to tell you, when I heard that horn blow, it just made me think, because it's on that road. First time in a long time somebody blinked their lights at me to let me know the police was sitting up there waiting to catch people. Listen, that road they built, they love sitting on that road. They love it. It goes from 35 to 45 and then back this way, 45 to 35. They love catching you on that. But that's the first time in ages I had anybody flicker at me to warn me. Did they do that in y'all's town? So anyway, we might get Sebastian. RJ's got to talk to his mama. We hadn't seen him since Christmas. He was coming down the weekend that RJ got sick. The very exact weekend that RJ got sick. So it's been since Christmas, but if we can get him, then I'll drive. What we do is Sebastian's in Ohio and we meet halfway in West Virginia. So it's like a 10-hour round trip. So I will be driving if we do, and I hope we do. It'll be a lot, but I'm ready to see my boy. I'm ready to see my boy. Now, I'm going to tell you what I did today. I did some shopping today, and I'm debating on whether to do a haul or not, because I bought some weirdo stuff, and some people will probably go, why'd you buy that weird stuff? I have come across a new hobby I'm wanting to take up, and it takes materials, and a lot of the materials you can get at thrift stores. So you may or may not see a haul video tomorrow. I don't know. But anyway, that's it. I'm still PO'd about this weight gain. Let me know if you're fighting medicine. If your weight does the same thing. See, I'm not getting anywhere. I'm spinning my wheels. I lose. I'm like, whoo, I lost weight. But then I gain, so I'm in the mud. I'm just spinning in the mud. My 4-wheel drive ain't kicking in. I'm stuck in the mud. So, well, that is it. That is it for this week, and this week's weigh-in, I should say. So, I'm going to go finish my coffee. I'll see you on my next video.